I think I'm a little bizarre because I have known since I was a little girl that I wanted to work in film. My dad tells me that when I was 5 years old, I went to his office and put my feet up on his desk and said, I'm gonna run all of this one day. It's so important for me to focus on meaningful, purposeful work, and for me specifically, the representation of more types of people in film's entertainment. I remember going to my aunt's house when I was a kid, and my cousin, who was older than me, wouldn't let me watch anything on television if there were no Black actors in it. And I would get so upset and be like, well, what am I supposed to watch? You know, that's all of my favorite shows. And so it's really personal to me because I understand how the images that I saw in film and TV affected my own sense of myself, my own understanding of the world, and how important it was for me to see myself inside of that, but also how important it was to discover things outside of myself. The women in my life that I think of as muses are ones who have inspired me to do anything that I could have imagined, and also in many ways have inspired me to do the unimaginable. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about how my mother has inspired me for the entirety of my life, how she has impressed upon me that being the most authentic version of yourself, however that is received, is the best version of yourself.
I think there is a reason that I came into your life at this precise moment in my life.
In more recent years, working for Lee Daniels in New York as an intern when I was in college, there were two women, Lisa Cortez and Doreen Oliver, who were running the company for him and were doing development and production. And I remember coming to work one day and looking at the two of them and realizing, oh, this is exactly what you want to do. And this is the job that is possible for you. I think what was so remarkable about that experience was that it wasn't just that I was seeing someone do a job that helped me understand the identity of the job that I was seeking, but that in an industry where there are not a lot of people that look like me, period, the women that were doing it were two women who looked like me. And it wasn't just that they looked like me, it was that they saw me and they validated directly to me that I specifically belonged here.
It's not easy for me to admit that I've been standing in the same place for 18 years.
Well, I've been standing with you. I've been right here with you, Troy. I got a life too. I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot as you.
I always felt that storytelling could be incredibly helpful in fixing a problem that is fixable.
It's easy to see this case as one man trying to prove his innocence. But when you take a Black man and you put him on death row a year before his trial, when any evidence proving his innocence is suppressed and anyone who tries to tell the truth is threatened, this case becomes more than the trial of just a single defendant.
I've been privileged to be involved in development and production in a lot of films and television shows that have discussed policing in America. And there was a time where I thought I was going back to the same well too much. And then I realized that there was no amount of the storytelling that we could do that would be too much until we got on the other side of a very fixable problem.
You're going into the Shimmer?
6 days and counting.
All women.
Scientists.
The previous teams have been largely military.
I think we've proven the value of having more people telling the stories and behind the stories. And there's so many incredible artists from so many different experiences and identities who have told beautiful stories that have meant so much to audiences. I think at this point, we need to start to understand the value of having people in positions of decision-making to get to say yes to more diversity inside of storytelling.
And that's the story, how I came to be without a father. I tell it to point out that all of us get here in many different ways, and sometimes people judge those ways. They try to make you feel like you're nothing. I'm not nothing.
Thank you so much to NYWIF for giving me this award. It's such an honor to be honored by such an incredible group of women. Thank you so much.